All right, I'd like to officially welcome everyone to another Mikey Live program. My name is Mikey Hutchinson, and I will be with you until, well, for just about an hour. We'll try our best not to keep it too long because, of course, we know that you're in the festive season. There may be a lot of things that you are planning on engaging in for the next few hours. As we build up, we count down the hours to Christmas. Of course, there are a lot of things that we got to let you know about, and so let's just do that right now. For the first time viewers on the program, we want to say hello and welcome to you. Welcome to another Mikey Live. All right, folks, so the weekend was all right. It was rather interesting. A lot happened, a lot of events, a lot of activities. Today we're going to tell you about American Airlines, and they have commenced their new non-stop service. We'll talk about that. And spiritual Baptist leader Edmund Gilbert passes, and reopens in St. George's and Grenville as well. PM says he doesn't know Andal at all. Cannabis seizure, we're going to talk about that, and 2 houses destroyed by fire on the weekend. That too we'll tell you about, and more right here on your Mikey Life program, people. Yeah, man, brace all yourself, the thing go pretty. Let me make sure all you hear me properly. Are they good? Right, I think we're good to go now. So all you, yeah man, thing are nice. So let's take our first break, and we'll return shortly. I'll let you know that the headlines was brought to you through the kind compliments of WPG10. Only when we return, real news in Ole Lily Lolo. We will be back.
This is Sweet Santa Claus, or he's a strange man from a mysterious land who's looking to sneak into our home, to smuggle dubious packages after gathering information about us. He breaks into our property while we sleep. And what do? Welcome him. Because it doesn't matter how different we may see, if we simply choose to see the good in other people.
This holiday season, it's the perfect time of the year to spend with the ones you love and show them exactly how you feel. Making the most of the season. So where do you find all you need to make this season the best one ever? It's Quartz, actually. Bringing value home.
Introducing the Spice Isle Jewelry Grand Christmas Sale. Get up to 40% off on our stunning collection of silver and gold jewelry above $115. Visit us to see our fine selection of necklaces, earrings, rings, and our unique handmade pieces. Repair service second to none. Best value for scrap gold. At Spice Isle Jewelry, there's jewelry for everyone, so shop and save today. Treat yourself or someone you love this Christmas with something special from Spice Isle Jewelry. Serving you since 1986. Located on Grenville Street, St. George's. Call 440-3155 or 415-3155. And shop number 19, Spiceland Mall, Grandans. Call 440-6648 or 537-7801. Sale ends December 31st.
Genesis. Royalty Entertainment in collaboration with Westerhall 10XO Rock presents Genesis. December 31st, All Year's Night at the Spice Basket Courtyard. Gates open 9 p.m. Show starts 11 p.m. Featuring live from Antigua, the original Burning Flame. From Grenada, A1 Band, Misty Band, together with Dash, Hitman Inspector, Baleen, Looney Spark, and Electrify, and Reba. All acts backed by their live band. 2 big DJs, DJ Chemix, Kevlatone International, MC Shortleg. Ticket price, early birds $80, $100 after, and more at the door. VIP tickets $175. Get your tickets at Mitchell's Health Wellness, Grenadian Optical, Town and Granite, Gittins Healthcare, Granite, Heather's Boutique, Brandon, Bus Terminus, Licks and Bike, Gittins Pharmacy, St. David's Pharmacy, Spice Basket, online at GoToFest. Make sure to get your tickets. Genesis. All Year's Night. Are you looking for generators to rent? Then call Waggity Generator Rentals. We rent a wide range of generators: 3,000, 6,000, 10,000, also 20,000, 50,000, 75,000, 100,000, and 150,000. We are located in building number 6, Frequente Industrial Park, Grand Anse, St. George. Or give us a call at 444-RENT. That's 444-7368. Waggity Generator Rentals. We are Grenada's standby power people.
Yeah, and we are Grenada's news people. Alright, so thank you for joining us again. And we are going to get straight into the news for tonight. Now, the general public is hereby reminded that as a result of geotechnical and engineering studies and design work to be undertaken on the section of the road between Mount Morris Junction and Molyneux Public Road, the following traffic arrangements will be implemented, or has been in fact implemented. This change took effect on December 13, 2019. Now, all trucks, large buses and load-bearing vehicles will not be permitted to travel along Jones Road, Freedom Street, and Mount Morris Public Road. The Grenville Vale Public Road via Willis have been identified as an alternative route, along with an option to travel along the Eastern Main Road. The public is further advised that effective on the 16th of December, which was a couple of days ago, that was Monday last, the section of the road between Mount Morris Junction and Molyneux Public Road has been closed to all vehicular traffic. The following arrangements are made to facilitate the flow of traffic around the affected areas. Vehicles traveling from the Western Main Road towards the town of St. George will make a detour through Molyneux and exit along the Mount Morris Public Road and continue into St. George's. Vehicles traveling from St. George's towards the western side will travel through Mount Morris via Jones Road and exit on Happy Hill Public Road and continue along the western route. As a consequence of this arrangement, no vehicles will be permitted to park along either side of Molyneux Public Road and Jones Road. Motorists, you are also advised to exercise caution and expect delays. Traffic signs is erected to assist commuters traveling along the route. This arrangement will remain in force until remedial work is done in the affected portion of the road. All right, and the police say that they would like to apologize for any inconveniences caused. I think I saw the ministry and them, they were doing some stuff there as well, and we will have a more in-depth report on that in the national report. Now, the next thing that we have to report on is that we were expecting a flight and it has arrived. American Airlines, they have officially launched their new non-stop flight from Charlotte, North Carolina to Grenada. Now, the first flight landed at the Morris Bishop International Airport at 2:20 p.m. on Saturday, December 21st, and was greeted by a spectacular water cannon salute.
Are you looking for generators to rent? Then call.
Yeah, you just want to take over my program. You know what I mean? You just want to take over my program. Hey, Waggy? So, yeah, this is it right there. A water cannon salute. On leaving Charlotte, the Grenada Tourism Authority GTA U.S. sales team presented the full flight of 128 passengers with a taste of spice in the form of pure Grenada Spice of the Caribbean's bags and inaugural flight certificates. On disembarking in Grenada, passengers were also treated to the sweet sound of steel pan music, drumming, and local treats as they eagerly looked forward to experiencing the destination's attractions. Passengers boarding the flight in Grenada also received souvenirs commemorating the first flight. The flight captain and crew joined government, tourism officials, and the specially invited guests for a ceremony in which a commemorative plaque was presented to the captain by the Minister of Tourism and Civil Aviation, Honorable Clarice Modest Cowan. Deputy Chairman of the Grenada Airlift Committee, Sir Royston Hopkins, KCMG, also presented the captain and flight first officer, with special Grenadian gifts. Now, Charlotte, North Carolina is one of American Airlines' top 9 hubs in the United States, along with Chicago, Dallas, Fort Worth, Los Angeles, Miami, New York, Philadelphia, Phoenix, and Washington, D.C. This new flight and hub will make connections easier from the Midwest and southern United States to pure Grenada, the spice of the Caribbean. All right, the Gallica salute ending. Yes, and not bad at all. We are moving on. All you. Now, the next thing we have to tell you about, boy, the Conference of Churches say that they would like to extend best wishes on the occasion of Christmas and also expresses its hope for a brighter future. Now, in this holy season, they say, the Conference of Churches says that it's once again invited to ponder the great mystery of incarnation in Jesus. Now, God became flesh and entered human experience, offering joy, peace, love, and hope to a world beset by brokenness and sin. It speaks of a year of battling many adversities, including child sexual abuse, illness, domestic disputes, personal tragedies ranging from the death of loved ones to loss of homes resulting from fires, and industrial disputes, which in some cases are still to be resolved. The Conference of Churches say, despite the challenges, other positive moments have kept the optimistic Grenadian spirit buoyant. Singling out the achievement at the World Athletic Championship in Doha, Qatar, by your young son of the soil, Anderson Peters. All right, he won gold in the men's javelin. So they say you got to reflect on all those things. That things have been nice. All right. Now we have received we have received Christmas messages from political parties. The NMP sent out a message, for unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Isaiah 9:6. And it says that the Christmas season is once again upon us as we celebrate the birth of Christ the child, and the new National Party would like to extend its greetings to all Grenadians at this special time of the year. As a party, we call on all citizens to embrace the spirit of generosity that comes with Christmas and ensure that everyone experience the true meaning of Christ and the true meaning of Christmas. Let us remember especially the sick and shut in this Christmas, the physically challenged, and those who are poor and vulnerable among us. During this season, let us not forget to be truly thankful to the birth of Jesus Christ, the reason for the season. And they go on, and it's a quite a interesting thing, that they wrote. Likewise, the National Democratic Congress had their message. It says that brothers and sisters of Grenada, Carriacou, and the Petit Martinique, and by the way, the NMP, I just took a bit of it, right? I didn't read the entire thing. And the NDC says that brothers and sisters of Grenada, Carriacou, and the Petit Martinique, warm Christmas greetings to everyone as we move into high gear for the 2019 Christmas season celebrations. This is fun and festivity in the air. There is fun and festivities in the air as we once again come together to celebrate the birth of the Christ child, despite the struggles we all are experiencing at all levels in our society. We have to find a way to rise above all those matters that pull us down and the painful realities that say to us all is far from well in our beloved Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Keep your head up and help to keep each other up and look for the good in people every day. Joy will cometh in the morning. God is still in charge. Our women do such a good job of keeping things together in our families, helped by so many of the men. To our young people, and in particular to our children, the hope of our nation, have a truly wonderful Christmas. And I want to take the opportunity, and that's the leader speaking now, Franca Bernardine, to urge the young people to act responsibly and considerate of others as you speed along the nation's road to the next full fun-filled event. All right, and it goes on just like the other, and of course we will post on our page. Earlier, Edmund Gilbert has died. We have received the information today. You understand? According to reports, he passed away. He was convicted of murder of teenager Robbie and Jeremiah, a member of his congregation. You understand? You remember that he was recently released from prison just under a year ago. According to reports, he died at the General Hospital on the weekend. Gilbert, 80 years, is said to have been suffering from bouts of cancer and diabetes. They say that he was on and off in hospital. Yes. Yeah, boy. And many remember him as being this religious leader. And when the news broke, and a prominent member of society back then, and when the news broke of Robian's death and his involvement, it created a stir. It received widespread publicity. One would remember that Robbie and Jeremiah, she was found dead, strangled, and dumped in the bushes in True Blue. Yeah, he was then charged and subsequently convicted for her death. We are moving on. Earlier, Andal has reopened his doors without notice, just the way he closed. He has opened his St. George's and Granville branches today. You understand? The Parade branch. You understand? Yeah, it was only a few days ago, I think it was Friday, Andal expressed uncertainty of the future of his business. Several hours later, or a couple of days later, the business has reopened. We have not gotten any clear reason as to what has happened between then and now. But all we know is that the business is now reopened. It was an abrupt closure and an abrupt reopening. How long will it be opened for? Is it just for the Christmas season? Your questions are as good as mine, because I don't know. Okay, so I guess as much time will tell where we go from there. It's been a couple of days, about 13 or so days since the business was closed. There were a lot of concerns about the workers and the future of the workers, but in a press conference on Friday, Andal said that the workers will be paid for an entire month. All right? Again, the future of the business, we are not sure about, but I guess time shall tell. It's now Christmas, and I guess, well, you know. Folks, the Prime Minister of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, Honorable Keith Mitchell, in media, well, should I say, let me be specific, in a program named Hard Talk, apparently hosted by the NMP, stated that he doesn't know Andal. No, I guess he's responding to don't push me now, to comments that he, Dr. Mitchell, is a shareholder in the business. He says, I don't know nothing about that. You don't even know the man. Let's take an excerpt from the Prime Minister speaking on this issue today, and in a broader sense, the issue of taxation.
Have to transmit, they can take the government money and do what they want with it, and then they come to the minister or the politician and say, give me a break. And clearly the politician support that. He's also this literally not meeting his responsibility to the country. So it means that fundamental issue of VAT, you fool around with. And you have corporate income tax, and the businesses, after profits, after deducting expenses and so on, the government gets, I think it's 35% of the available profit after you deduct expenses and so on, that for the business. So you have corporate income tax, and you have a level of income tax, which, as I said, the threshold is a certain level. And you have other taxes and goods and services that you pay for. A combination of those taxes is what is used by government to fund education, healthcare, and so on, and all the services dealing with the infrastructure of the country, whether it's water, roads, telephone service we have to pay for. All these are services that the government has to meet to manage the country's affairs. So that is the fundamental basis of taxation. So every person must meet their responsibility.
Right.
So in fact, I philosophical taking a position. I'm not interfering with the Ministry of Finance staff at various levels, whether it's customs, inland revenue, whether it's agricultural sector where you deal with government lands, whether it's property tax. The staff of the Ministry of Finance has a mandate to make sure that everyone meets its fundamental responsibility to those taxes that he or she has to pay. And therefore, if you exempt anyone, first of all, the law does not give the Prime Minister, or in my case, the Minister of Finance, the right to waive taxes for anyone.
Right.
The law does give the Minister of Finance the right to waive penalties and interest on certain taxes.
Right.
For individuals or companies or whatever it is, like that. So it means, therefore, that we have to discharge our responsibility without fear or favor.
Right.
But there's some people that believe if they know a politician or they know somebody in high places in the public service, they could go and get them to break laws and break rules and to allow them to get away from meeting the fundamental responsibility of the country.
Right.
I am taking myself out of that formula. Whether it could be the closest relative of mine or closest friend, they must know that they can't come to me. And in fact, if you are very close to a minister or to some public servant in high place, and you really care about that person, you will never attempt to implicate them in doing something that is not right.
That's correct.
So if you come to me to ask me to do that, it means that you're telling me you want me to commit a crime.
Yeah.
And in fact, you're saying that you don't care about me.
Right.
So you can't love me and care for me. You can't love the government. You can't love the party of the government in office and expect them to break rules for you. And if you are doing that, that means you only care about yourself.
Right.
You love yourself and your self-interest, not the party, not the government, not the minister, not the public servants,
Right.
whom you may wish to break rules to help you. So I would say these are the fundamental things. So anything you're hearing otherwise, that some people believe that they can take the government money, VAT money that is supposed to be taxed, and use it in their own personal business and come later and ask you to waive it for them, or to use the workers of that company to say, well, unless you allow me to get away with it, then I have to get rid of the workers. You hire workers, you have a responsibility to the workforce.
Yes.
The government did not hire those workers. It's a private business. We can't interfere with that. So any issue related to a company and its workforce, we are always sympathetic to the workers, because I would never want to see one worker lose a job because of a government action or inaction. But I have a fundamental responsibility, and the government has that responsibility to make sure everyone meets a fundamental responsibility to the taxpayers of this country, and no one should expect otherwise.
Definitely, I agree, and we've spent a lot of.
All right, and folks, you heard the Prime Minister there saying himself that hey, this is a situation with the taxes, and alluding to the whole situation with Andal and Associates, and he's accusing Andal and Associates of using the workers to see if he can leverage favors in that respect from the government. And I'm just paraphrasing here, right? Of course, as well, the Prime Minister also stated that he doesn't know Andal at all. All right, so folks, thank you very much. We're moving on. We could go now, right? Oh, I wanted to hear and see that for yourself. Nah, I think we have given you enough. Just trust me. He did say, all right, in this same interview, that sometimes you blame and you accuse the government of getting involved in so many things, and sometimes they don't even know what you're talking about, such as this, that he doesn't even know the man. All right, so folks, we are moving on now. The next thing that we have to tell you about, boy, the police are reporting a major drug bust. All right, again, you understand, on Friday, 20th December, officers attached to the drug squad, a rapid response unit, and officers attached to the Grenville police station responded to information of a drug landing in the Sobeys area, St. Andrew. They say during a search of the area, officers found 16 bags containing bales of cannabis strewn through the bushes. And they say that just a short distance from the shoreline, they say one blue fishing boat with a 75 horsepower Yamaha outboard engine was also identified as the boat involved in the transportation. The cannabis was taken to the Grenville police station, where it was checked and weighed. The cannabis came up to a total of 698 pounds. The boat was subsequently taken by the Grenada Coast Guard, and they say that their investigations are continuing. I hear as soon as current go. You understand? Because you know that there was a short period where current went almost, it seemed like it was almost island wide. So once the current went, they say, oh, the police moving. You understand? I don't know, let people talk. You understand? Yes, we are moving. By the way, in Trinidad and Tobago, they have officially allowed persons to carry a certain quantity of marijuana. Or the persons are allowed to have a certain quantity of marijuana in their possession. All right, and if you break the law on the legal amounts that you're supposed to carry, then you get yourself in trouble. It's as simple as that. Yeah. All right. We are moving on. Earlier, the next thing that we have to tell earlier about, boy, was dread. For the past few days, 2 houses caught fire. 2 houses, 2 dwelling houses. Serrana Benjamin, 39 years of Loreto boy. Her house was completely destroyed by fire. You understand? On Saturday. They say that the report of the house fire was received by officers of the Goa Fire Department. They say that a crew of firefighters headed by Corporal 560. Farmers responded. Unfortunately, the crew could not get into action due to the steep terrain and bad weather conditions prevailing at the time, which made the scene inaccessible. So they're saying that based on where the house was located, it was really hard to get to the house. And the house was totally destroyed. They say that the building was a wooden and concrete structure measuring 24 by 30 feet with 4 bedrooms, kitchen, sitting rooms, and all that. They say that the estimated cost of the damage is in the range of $150,000. There are talks that the fire could have been caused by a lit candle, which was somewhat left unsupervised. Alright, but police are continuing their investigations with regard to that report. Candles, Officers also responded to a fire at Mount 2, the 3-bedroom dwelling house of Andrew Lord, 57 years, mechanic, was destroyed by fire again on Saturday. They say when people saw the house was ablaze, it was a shock to them. See, the man was out, get a phone call, house on fire. He returned home immediately, saw his house completely engulfed in flames, They say that they're not sure as to what could have caused that fire. You understand? So police are also investigating that. Telling me, boy, you know what I mean? And imagine at a time like this, people are losing their homes to fire. Crazy stuff. Really crazy. We've got a report, nice entertainment piece for you, and the national report when we come back. Stay right there.
This is Sweet Santa Claus, or he's a strange man from a mysterious land who's looking to sneak into our home. To smuggle dubious packages after gathering information about us. He breaks into our property while we sleep. And what do? Welcome him. Because it doesn't matter how different we may see, if we simply choose to see the good in other people.
This holiday season, it's the perfect time of the year to spend with the ones you love and show them exactly how you feel. Making the most of the season. So where do you find all you need to make this season the best one ever? It's Quartz, actually. Bringing value home.
Introducing the Spice Isle Jewelry Grand Christmas Sale. Get up to 40% off on our stunning collection of silver and gold jewelry above $115. Visit us to see our fine selection of necklaces, earrings, rings, and our unique handmade pieces. Repair service second to none. Best value for scrap gold. At Spice Isle Jewelry, there's jewelry for everyone, so shop and save today. Treat yourself or someone you love this Christmas with something special from Spice Isle Jewelry. Serving you since 1986. Located on Grenville Street, St. George's. Call 440-3155 or 415-3155. And shop number 19, Spiceland Mall, Grandans. Call 440-6648 or 537-7801. Sale ends December 31st.
Genesis. Royalty Entertainment in collaboration with Westerhall 10XO Rum presents Genesis. Genesis. December 31st, all year's night at the Spice Basket Courtyard. Gates open 9 p.m. Show starts 11 p.m. Featuring live from Antigua, the original Burning Flame. From Grenada, A1 Band, Misty Band, together with Dash, Hitman Inspector, Baleen, Looney Spark, and Electrify, and Reba. All acts backed by their live band. 2 big DJs, DJ Kamek, Kevlatone International, MC Shortleg. Ticket price, early birds $80, $100 after, and more at the door. VIP tickets $175. Get your tickets at Mitchell's Health Wellness, Grenadian Optical, Town and Granite, Gittins Healthcare, Granite, Heather's Boutique, Brandon, Bus Terminus, Licks and Bike, Gittins Pharmacy, St. David's Pharmacy, Spice Basket, online at GoToFest. Make sure to get your tickets. Genesis. All year's night.
Are you looking to rent chairs and tables? Then call Waggy T Rentals. We rent tables and chairs for any event. We have 7 different types of chairs: plastic, folding chairs, grey and white, resin white chairs, conference chairs, even Shivari chairs in gold and white. We also rent 6 feet and 8 feet rectangular folding tables, 4 feet and 5 feet round tables, and even cocktail tables. Give us a call at 444-RENT. That's 444-7368. Or visit our office at Frequente Industrial Park, Grand St. George.
Alrighty again, folks, and welcome back to tonight's program. Now, police have their
The fire department responded to a total of 90.
St. Lucia. Yep, they have their work cut out for them. They're getting in fact, this weekend they say it was pretty crazy. Yes, they're appealing to the public to take all necessary precautions to ensure that the citizenry enjoys a safe and secure festive season. I'm telling you, calls for accidents and fires and so on. We join our friends in St. Lucia for that report.
To a total of 97 ambulance calls. The fire department responded to a total of 97 ambulance calls over the weekend, of which 89 were medical emergencies. The nature of these incidents included 11 motor vehicular accidents and 1 physical assault. On Saturday, December 21st, fire officers from the Viewfort Fire Station responded to an incident on the Viewfort-Labrie Highway.
That incident involved a motor vehicle and a pedestrian. On arrival at the scene, emergency personnel assessed and treated a middle-aged gentleman for abrasions about the body and a broken leg. He was subsequently transported to the St. Jude Hospital in a stable condition.
Fire officers from the Grosseday Fire Station also responded to another motor vehicular collision at Marisol Saturday, December 21st at approximately 11:30 p.m.
That incident involved a motorcycle and a car. On arrival at the scene, emergency personnel assessed and treated the rider for a dislocated shoulder. He was subsequently transported to the Victoria Hospital in a stable condition. The fire department also responded to a total of 4 fire calls, 1 rubbish, 1 vehicle, and 2 structural fires.
The St. Lucia Fire Service has urged users of the nation's roads to be more responsible.
Even with the drivers too, we're asking them to be more responsible on the road, be more considerate on the road. Because the road, we have a lot of road users, pedestrians alike, motorcycles. For the cyclists, please go along with your safety gears, especially your helmet, because these things save life, and that's what they were designed to do.
The department has also urged homeowners to safeguard their properties. Cecil Actil, MBC Prime. The fire department responded
Thank you very much, Cecil, and we are moving on. So, folks, we have the hot list for you. Following the hot list, we have our entertainment piece coming up for you. Anyone with information regarding the names that I'm about to call, you're asked to please ask them to call 420-8226 at their earliest convenience. Alisa Joseph of River Road, St. George, Judy Filbert, Lamode, St. George, Ruth Paul, River Road, St. George. Dexter Francis, St. Paul, St. George. Byron Frank, Vendome, St. George. Cheryl Williams, Grandan, St. George. Raymond Lewis, Grandroy, St. John. Sherlon Ambrose, Guelph, St. John. Shauna Ambrose, Guelph, St. John. Ashton Thomas, Maran, St. John. Roger Johnson, Guelph Estate, St. John. Glenn Canai, that's a Post Royal, St. Andrew. Stardell Romaine, Conference, St. Andrew. Rudolph Charles, Pearl, St. Andrew. We have Cameron Alexander, Maribel, St. Andrew. Crystal Rodney, Grand Bra, St. Andrew. Alberto Lewis, Paradise, St. Andrew. Elroy Fletcher, Grenville, St. Andrew. Jenny Samuel, Conference, St. Andrew. Brendan Douglas, Hartford Village, St. Andrew. Sojourn Blair, Balthazar, St. Andrew. Suzanne Samuel, Andrew. Caruth and or Grand Bra, St. Andrew. Janelle and Raymond Aberdeen, Dunfermline, St. Andrew. Andrel Noel, Shantymel, St. Patrick. Alicia Fabian, Satir, St. Patrick. Wayne Lewis, Lassager, St. David. Dagmar Chavez, Westerhall, St. David. And Denron George Rucane in St. David. Please ask them to call the number again, 420-8226. And folks, we move over onto our entertainment piece for today. It features another contribution from the corner. All right, yes, it's a popular corner right now from Carrier Coup, the Palm Tree corner, where they feature a lot of the local artists doing songs in an acoustic format or an acoustic style. There's this young star, right? And she could really sing. And so they found a way to include her into that. She's actually doing, like the carols that we have grown to love and enjoy. So again, tonight we would like to feature one of the most recent productions from the Palm Tree Corner, and I hope that you will enjoy this rendition. Here goes.
Lay
Freddy Puff. Man sucking our engine eating rock fig. That rock fig look a rock. Anyway, Owena Samuel, the first Noel, and that's a production right there for us. And I think it was a good one. Yeah, anything Puff and a dog. Anyway, folks, it is now time for our National Report News.
Ministry of Infrastructure Development shows that work on Western Corridor remains priority on the government's list. Details to this story and more in the National Report. Welcome back. With the details to the news for Monday, December 23rd, I am Sharian Noel. The Ministry of Infrastructure Development says the Western Corridor remains one of government's strategic priorities for 2020. With land slippage in the Molyneux area becoming an increasing cause for concern, Permanent Secretary Mrs. Marina Jessame told the Government Information Service experts in the field must get involved since the problem is technical in nature. Mrs. Jessame says discussions have been held with development partners with assistance from Ms. Naja Andal, the Ministry's Chief Technical Officer. She says the Western Road Corridor is of major priority.
The whole road will be addressed. But because of the slippage, we deemed this section of the road as an emergency delivery that we need to do, and means that we need to change the terms of reference for that section of the road and hire additional firms to do geotechnical designs. What I understood from the technical persons is that that section of the road is actually resting on a gravel heap, as we say locally. In technical terms, they call it conglomerates. I'm not a technical person, so I cannot go in detail in that. But it tells us that because of the condition of the soil, we have some challenges there. I've read newspaper where I saw that persons give a lot of recommendations what we're supposed to do, and that we didn't act early enough. I could confirm that not because the road is slipping now, we are looking at the road. The project, the Western Road Main Corridor project, is on the books for more than a year.
Conducting geotechnical studies is one of the first steps to deal with the problem at Molyneux. The study will look at soil condition and other pertinent areas that can help the ministry to further understand the gravity of the situation.
We cannot just touch the problem at the surface. I visited the homes of some of the residents there. I have seen the cracks inside the homes, walls, and it is separating. And we did issue letters even before the diversion of traffic on the 13th of December. We issued a letter to say that people may wish to consider relocation. We are not there as yet, but we advise them on the level of the hazard because we are concerned. So between now and December, they might not see any actual work on the road because we must get a firm hired first, and we hope to start in January as soon as we can.
As to how soon the geotechnical firm will be on the location, PS Jessime says it will depend on the process, as there first must be 3 quotations.
The terms of reference, what we designed, you must publish it for sake of transparency. So it's not something that we could call 3 persons to come and apply. We must have at least 1 or 2 weeks publication. So I cannot promise that they will be here on island until 6th of January. The process we are going to is what I would think I could explain is that once you have the published terms of reference, then the companies will express interest based on what they see on the papers. And that is what we will use to evaluate their proposals. What we will do is that once we have the proposals, what we can control, we will fast track. We have a ministerial evaluation committee with engineers and other persons with knowledge of that process so that we can evaluate the 3 proposals. We are also speaking with personnel at the Caribbean Development Bank to give us feedback because this is something that we don't have all the knowledge in-house, so you want to engage other persons who can help you and give advice.
She says work should take place before the end of January 2020. Moving along, action will be taken to manage areas of the Mount Morris Main Road being used as a detour for vehicles traveling to and from St. George's from the western side of the island. The road is serving as an alternative because of the land slippage in a section of the main road at Molineux, St. George. Mrs. Marina Jessime, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Infrastructure Development, says they are aware of the problems along the road due to the heavy flow of the traffic. She says this will be addressed to make it more comfortable for all users.
I have seen that because vehicles are going outside of the road, we have some muddy areas, and you would see that we will take action to make sure that we continue to manage that so it will not become another challenge for persons to get stuck. One of the main challenges we observe, though, is that the drivers of the large trailers, we don't see them up the western side, but we continue to see the big trucks traversing through Mount Morris. Now, Mount Morris is an area where you can, especially the area between the Western Main Road junction towards the intersection on top of Mount Morris before you go further. We would like to call upon all the truck drivers to use the Willis area, to use the Eastern Main Road.
Mrs. Jessime says Superintendent in charge of the Traffic Department, Randy Connaught, also confirmed in previous meetings prior to the closure of the road that trucks should use the eastern side of the island.
We agree that the advisory is that the truck drivers should use other routes, like alternative routes, but they continue to go up the western side. And because of the width of the Mount Morris Road, it poses a challenge. I've got calls over the weekend at home where trucks or buses or whatever, because of the traffic jam, as we see in the area, who end up in a drain, in a ditch, and then we are not in a position always to come out as ministry to assist. So I want to call upon all the truck drivers, please consider the use of the Eastern Main Road. Please consider the use of Grenville Vale. These are other options to take you to the western side if you have to.
This is the National Report. More news after the break.
Did you join the public service on or after February 22nd, 1985 and have since retired? This might be important to you. Government understands that the NIS pension may be insufficient to take care of your needs. So, while it awaits the court's ruling on the matter of pension for public officers, government has taken action to protect your quality of life so that you can take care of your needs in the meantime. Persons who joined the public service on or after February 22nd, 1985 and serve continuously in an established position for a minimum 26 years and 8 months and retired at age 60 may be eligible to receive an advance payment, which when combined with NIS represents 70% of their last salary. For more information, call or visit the Pension Secretariat in the Department of Public Administration, Ministerial Complex, 440-3767.
Welcome back. After years of dialogue, the day finally became a reality. A welcoming ceremony was held at the Morris Bishop International Airport on Saturday for the inaugural American Airlines flight from Charlotte Douglas Airport in North Carolina. Chairperson of the Grenada Tourism Authority, Mrs. Brenda Hood, described it as a special moment to be able to welcome the flight.
The Grenada Tourism Authority has been trying to be part of this route for many, many years and for many months. And today we are happy that the Airlift Committee, all of the members of the Airlift Committee, the GTA, and the Minister for Tourism have been able to get this flight coming to our destination. We are going to work diligently to make sure that we market the route, that we market the destination, that we market North Carolina, so more and more persons will come to the destination.
Cathy and Joseph, manager of American Airlines for the Eastern Caribbean region, also spoke of the relationship between American Airlines and the GTA. She says they are proud of the growing presence in Grenada and are especially proud of the hard-working team in Grenada who work tirelessly to strengthen their position as the leading airline in the Caribbean.
Today, we also celebrate continuous growth and our commitment to Grenada. Many of you have played a role in making this flight a reality, and I would like to thank you for your efforts. We will continue to work collaboratively as a team towards the success of the Grenada market. American has been flying to Grenada since 2008 on our second go-around, and this new route will complement the existing daily service to Miami. What's more remarkable is that customers flying from Grenada will have another option for direct access into one of our main hubs. And there's something special about the main hub in Charlotte. It has countless connecting flights and boasts more than 680 daily flights. Customers around the world, as Mrs. Hood mentioned, can now enjoy one-stop access to Grenada. Anywhere around the world, one-stop access. That's a stop in Charlotte, and then you're here in Grenada. This will definitely help others to have access to what this beautiful island has to offer.
Deputy Chair of the Grenada Airlift Committee, Sir Royston Hopkins, was also present at MBIA to welcome the captain and crew on board the American Airlines flight. American, he says, has been serving the destination as far back as the 1980s.
I'm proud to be sitting here, or standing here today with you, with a new service from Charlotte, a service which I think would benefit the Grenadian community, the hotels, the country as a whole, because it's one of your major gateways. And Grenada, I don't want to steal the minister's thunder, but just to say, I feel very proud to have been on the groundwork where we established the start of American Airlines to Grenada, and I'm very proud. Welcome.
Tourism Minister Honorable Clarice Modest-Kerwin says Charlotte Douglas Airport ranks in the first 9 hubs in the U.S. and as such must be an important hub when speaking connectivity.
Today we are so proud of the daily flights from Miami, which serves us extremely well for U.S. visitors, for Grenadians who have visited the United States or are planning to, and also for our very important economic pillar, the St. George's University, of which many of the students come from the U.S. Either they live in the U.S. or they make connections to the U.S. But this is a very, very important flight for us.
A plaque was presented to the captain and a gift bag to the first officer on board the American Airlines flight. And with this story, we come to the end of the National Report for Monday, December 23rd, 2019. On behalf of the entire news and production team, I am Sharian Noel, thanking you for viewing.
Thank you very much, Sharian, and the rest of the news team. We have somewhat gone over our time for tonight, and I'd like to thank you guys for watching tonight. We did not receive the correspondence with regards to the weather, so I have to apologize for that. All right, hopefully we get that. We may just get that just after we come from the program. Usually by now it is already here, so we apologize for that. I would like to say thank you to everyone who is currently on the program, and for those of you who plan on going out tomorrow in the name of Christmas Eve, please be safe. Thanks again for watching. We'll be back with you tomorrow, God's willing. God bless you. Have a good time, you and your family. Again, please, it's really important that you be as safe as possible. Goodbye.